Well, the midterm elections are upon us, and two prominent races in particular making headlines. First, the Bush legacy lives after all. George P. Bush, the last family member in office, wins his primary for Land Commissioner of Texas. This while candidates in Pennsylvania's special election clash over how to combat the opioid crisis, a crisis, of course, that has taken an especially drastic toll on that state. Back with me now to discuss Noel Nick Parr and Ken Blackwell. And Ken, let me start with you. This Pennsylvania race, the interesting twist here is that it could be decided over which candidate can articulate the best message for combating the opioid crisis.
Absolutely. And if I was the Republican candidate, I would just embrace the president's agenda, because the president's agenda has not only had a focus of economic growth and job creation, but it's had a focus on safety and actually focusing in on threats to American safety and security. And none other than this drug epidemic is a more important sign than that. So look, the Trump agenda is going to be front and center, and I think on this front, the Trump agenda is perfect.
You know, of course, in Pennsylvania, the Democratic candidate is young, charismatic, good-looking guy.
Yep.
They're pouring lots of money in there.
Yep.
And this is a crisis that, while it's related to the economic, what's happened in the Rust Belt economically, could supersede gains that we see in the economy, near-term gains.
Absolutely. And, you know, the guy I'm running on the Pennsylvania 18's Republican side, I think it's Saccone, I may mispronounce it. But this is very interesting, because we can't lose sight that these federal elections, Charles, are really local elections. Nobody in the United States is voting except for this district. So it is a local homegrown race, really.
Is that one of the reasons so much money is going in there, or do the Democrats legitimately smell an opportunity here? Because they've had some wins. A few of them come with asterisks, but this particular one would be a huge victory, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, they're really irritated over what happened in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Ohio. I mean, how the blue states flipped red. So a lot of money is pouring into that because they want some wins, because it also gives them...
Are any of your national donors putting money into this?
Oh, yes. I mean, I think that Saccone is a Club for Growth-backed candidate, which, you know, the Club for Growth, they will play in all kinds of special elections and primaries.
I want to ask you guys about the name Bush. The Bush legacy lives. George P. Bush down in Texas. Of course, after Jeb dropped out, he did endorse Donald Trump during the primary. But it is interesting to see that legacy alive. Is there a special meaning to that, particularly down in Texas?
Well, you know, a lot of people, you know, they love the Bush family, you know, a great legacy, and Texas is their home state. But George P. Bush marches to the beat of a different drum. He's a great guy, fantastic guy. A lot of people like him.
Aspirations beyond Texas, ultimately, right?
Yeah, you know, he really does. But, you know, he was smart. And you have to know your audience, and you need to know when you need to get next to Trump and when you need to kind of back away from Trump.
Well, he got next to him. Ken?
Well, look, he embraced a conservative agenda, and he's smart enough to know that he is about the future, but the present really is focused on a Republican agenda with a special Trump signature on it. He's for making sure that we stop the porous borders. He's for making sure that we do the things that not only cut taxes but accelerate economic growth, like deregulation and the like. So no, this guy is the future, and he is a conservative.
Right. All right. We have to leave it there. Thank you both very, very much.